Krit pratyaya. We looked at some Krit pratyaya as a starter last week.
Yeah.
That was Tavyat, Tavya, Aneeyar. We can take a step back and look at some of the sutras provided by Panini, Ashtadhyayi, to form these Tavya, Aneeyar, and generally the Kridanta words. So if you look at here, so these sutras regarding Krit Pratyayas, they are coming in the 3rd chapter of Ashtadhyayi. There is another sutra called Krudating. Krudating is a basic sutra. And write it here. Oh, 1 second. It's too big. Krudating. So this is a basic sutra which is not listed here, but because it is basic. So what Krit Pratyaya, Krudating says, Krit plus Ating. There are 2 words in this. Right? Krit plus Ating. So what this Krit plus Ating says is, other than Ting Pratyayas, the Pratyayas which are added to Dhatus, they get the symbol or Sajna Krititi. So other than Ting, to Dhatus, Ting Pratyayas are added, right? Ting and Krit. So the Krit Ating is defining what is Krit Pratyaya. Ating means not Ting. So those Pratyayas which are not Ting Pratyayas and added to Dhatus, they get this the symbol or the name Krit iti. That is the basic definition of Krit Pratyaya. Now there is a Dhatoho also, which is shown here. Dhatoho 3191, which says these Krit Pratyayas are added to Dhatus. They come after the Dhatus. These are some basic sutras which are starting with the which define the what is a Krit Pratyaya and where they are added, to what they are added. The next one, going deeper, next step into the Kridanta Prakaranam, is the Krityaha. Krityaha, it defines a subset of Krit Pratyayas. Some Krit Pratyayas are over 100 Krit Pratyayas are there. So out of them, some of them, a subset, they are given this Sajna Kritya Pratyayaha. They are also Krit only, but they are also known as Kritya. So think like there are subsets, right? There are Pratyaya is a subset. Pratyaya is like a large group. Out of them, Smaller one is the krit pratyaya, krit, right? And out of them, even smaller one is this kritya pratyaya. Kritya pratyaya. Now, what are the kritya pratyaya? So there are kritya pratyayas which are six. One is Tavyat, which we already looked at. Tavyat, Tavya, Aneeyar, Aneeyar. These three we looked at. Then there are three more: Yat, Nyat, and the last one is Kyap. So these six are grouped together as Kritya Pratyaya. Why they are Kritya Pratyayas? Because they have a certain characteristics together. Tavyat, Tavya, Aneeyar, Yat, Nyat, Kyap. These six. And there is another one which is not covered by this Kritya in the Ashtadhyayi, in the sense, in the Ashtadhyayi, but there is a Vartikam supplementing this Kritya, and there is another Pratyaya called Kelimar. Kelimar. So these total 7 Pratyayas, they are grouped together as Kritya Pratyaya. Tavyat, Tavya, Aneeyar, Yat, Nyat, Kyap, Kelimar. These 7. Okay. So the next one is Kartari Krut. So this Sutram 3467, Kartari Krut says
Tavya is contains Krutyaha or Krutya.
Now each one is known as a Krutya Pratyaya. Krutya.
And is part of Krutyaha.
Part of Krutya. But they are also Krut Pratyayas. So they are both. Okay. They are Krut Pratyayas. All of them are Krut Pratyayas. And there are more Krut Pratyayas. But these 7, they are also known as Krutya Pratyaya. Krutya. Now Kartari Krut, this one says that Krut Pratyayas are used in the Kartari sense, Kartari Prayoga. What is the Kartari Prayoga? How many Prayogas we know with reference to Kartari? What kind of Kartari Prayoga? These are the Prayogas.
Karma Prayoga, Bhava Prayoga, Kartari Prayoga.
Kartari, Karmani, Bhave. Okay, Bhave. Kartari, Karmani, Bhave. Note that these are all in the Saptami Vibhakti. Kartari Prayoga. Though it is a single word, Samastapadam, even then, this Saptami Vibhakti is not lost here. Kartari Prayoga, Karmani Prayoga, Bhave Prayoga. So 3 types of Prayogas are there. When are they used? Example of Kartari Prayoga. Can somebody give a sentence in Kartari Prayoga? Anybody? Prajwala Mohoday. Kartari Prayoga, sentence.
Kartari Prayoga, when Kriya is subject is of Kar.
Aham griham gacchami.
Aham griham gacchami. Okay. And same thing in karmani.
Maya griham
Gammate.
gamyate. Yeah.
Gamyate. Maya graham gamyate. Now bhave example.
So aham hasami, and so that is kartari. So maya hasyate.
Yeah. Uttamam. Maya hasyate. Okay. Aham graham gacchami. Maya graham gamyate. And maya hasyate. So these are the examples. Kartari, karmani, bhave. Okay. So we know that kartari prayoga is done. This is called kartari prayoga because the kriyapadam is in the kartari form, okay, kartari prayoga form, and the subject, the kartrupadam, is in prathama bhakti, karma padam is in dvitiya bhakti. Karmani, the kriyapadam is in the karmani form, and kartrupadam is in tritiya, and karma padam is in prathama. Bhave, the kriyapadam is in the bhave prayoga, because there is a bhave prayoga, pratyas are there, and kartapadam is in tritiya. So kartari krut, this is, this sutra is saying that krit pratyas are applied in the sense of kartari prayoga. Okay. So that is like a top level sutra. However, the next sutra coming there, tayoreva krityakta khalarthaha. So what is this sutra saying? Krutya, ksa, so in that, krutya, ka, and khal. So there are three different words there together. Krutya, kta, and khal. Okay. So these khal artha, so krutya pratyayaha and kta pratyaya, and the pratyayas which are applied in khal sense. Okay, what is khal sense we'll see later. But krutya pratyayaha and kta pratyaya we know already, right? And then khal, the pratyayas which are applied in the sense of khal, these pratyayas are used in tayoreva. What is tayoho? Tayoho. What is the vachanam here? Tayoho. Tayoho eva. What is the vachanam?
षष्टि
द्विवचनं सप्तमी वा षष्ठी वा
षष्ठी द्विवचनं. द्विवचनं तयोः एव कृत्यक्तखलर्थाः. What is this tayoho is the dvivachanam? So this is referring to karmani and bhave, two things. Okay? Dvivacana is coming because referring to two things which are karmani and bhave. So this sutra, the meaning, the summary of this sutra is krutya ta and some other pratyayas, krut pratyayas, which are used in the khal sense, they are applied to dhatus in the karmani or bhave sense. So this is like an apavada or an exception or override on this kartari krut. On 3467, 3470 is overriding it. So this is a general sutra. So generally, krut pratyayas are applied to dhatus in the kartari sense. But, so there is a but always. if that krit pratyaya is kta pratyaya or belongs to krutya group, right? Krutya. What are the krutya group we saw just now? Krutya group is those 7. Tavyat, Tavya, Aneeyar, Yat, Nyat, Kyap, and Kelimar. So those 7 Kritya Pratyaya, if one of those 7 or this group is applied to dhatu, then that will be applied in the sense of karmani or bhave, depending on the dhatu. If the dhatu is sakarmaka dhatu, then it will be karmani prayoga. If the dhatu is akarmaka dhatu, then it will be bhave prayoga. So this we have seen, like in the Tavya Aneeyar we have seen. Tavya Aneeyar example with the gam dhatu. What is the, if you add Tavya pratyaya, what is the form there? Gam dhatu. If you add Tavya,
Gantavya.
Gantavya. And if you add Aneeyar, what is the
Gamaniya. Gamaniya.
Gamaniya. So Gantavya, Gamaniya, right? So these are used in what sense now? What is the gam? Is it sakarmaka or akarmaka dhatu?
Sakarmaka.
Sakarmaka. Because we just now saw aham graham gacchami. Their graham was karmapadam. So there gam is sakarmaka, the thing where what is being reached, that becomes the karmapadam. So here, so gantavya. So in that example, aham graham gacchami. Was that right? Aham graham gacchami. In that, karmani we said maya graham gamyate. Maya graham gamyate. So this one we want to use either gantavya or gamaniya. So this gamyate can be substituted by this gantavya or gamaniya. Maya graham. So what will this become now?
Gantavya.
Maya graham
Gantavya.
Graham. Note that the gam in the karmani prayoga, this karmani prayoga, kriyapadam is in kriyapada form follows what?
Karmani.
Karmapadam. That is why it is karmani prayoga. The kriyapadam format or the vachana, kriyapada vachana is according to karmapadam, which is graham here. Though it is in the prathama vibhakti, karmapadam, the karakam doesn't change. That is the karmapadam. So here also similar, because it is a karmani prayoga, maya graham gantavya, that the linga vachana will be according to, because gantavya is a namapadam now, where the gamyate was a kriyapadam. So gamyate kriyapadam, it doesn't have a lingam, it only has the vachanam. So gamyate, that vachanam follows, it will be complying with the karma padam in that sentence. It's ekavachanam. Now since this Kridanta is a namapadam, so it has a lingam and vachanam also. So its linga vachana should be according to karma padam. So maya graham
Gantavyam.
becomes gantavyam. So it is a visheshanam. So it should be linga, vachana, vibhakti also should be as per the karma padam. So maya graham.
अर्थ इज मला घरी जायचे आहे असं ना.
That is the.
I'm supposed to go to home.
Correct. Correct. That is like that is the meaning. But if you literally translate it, literally what it means, the house should be reached by me. House should be reached by me.
Should be reached.
मया गृहं गन्तव्यम् or मया गृहं गमनीयम्. You can use either Tavyat or Aneeyar. Okay. मया गृहं गमनीयम्. Okay.
Will you please repeat that meaning?
Sorry, Mohoday, what is the question?
Will you please repeat that correct meaning?
Correct meaning is, if you literally translate it, because it is in the passive voice, karmani, so it means the house or home should be reached by me. House should be reached by me. Now, last week also we saw this gantavyam gamaniyam. They are the substitute of, or they are used in what lakara sense? Because gamyate is in what lakara? This one. Aham graham gacchami, maya graham gamyate. What is the lakara there?
Vidiling?
Gamyate. Gacchami gamyate.
Vidiling?
This is a lat lakara. Yeah. Gacchami, gamyate. These are in the vartamana kala lat lakara. Right? Simple. Gacchami, karomi. Like that lat lakara. So same thing in same lakara, we are putting that in the karmani prayoga. Maya graham gamyate. Iti lat lakara samana. But now, maya graham gantavyam, maya graham gamaniyam, these are not in that vartamana kala sense, right? The house should be reached by me. There is a should be there. Should be. That sense is there. To be done. That action is to be done. Supposed to be done. Now, this is vidiling. This is vidiling. So, gantavyam, vidiling sense, not the lakara is not vidiling here, because lakara applies only to kriya padam, right? Tinganta padam. These are subanta padam. So to the subantam lakara is not there. So, but there is a sense is there, that artha, or that concept is there behind that. So if these are not actually substitutions for gamyate or gacchami, but they are substitutions for vidiling form of kriyapadam. So if you put this aham graham gacchami in vidiling form, what will be the form there? Aham graham gacchami. What will be the vidiling form?
Gamaniya.
And using the tinganda padam.
No.
So aham griham gaccheyam.
Aham graham gaccheyam. Right?
Yam Shakti. Okay.
Kartari. Now, since kantavyam and gamaniyam the Tavyat Tavyat, they are coming in the Karmani form. What will be the Karmani form of this Aham Graham Gachayam Maya? That part remains same. Maya Graham, and Tinganta form of Gachayam Karmani Vidiling will be, what is the, how is the Karmani form of Vidiling or any Karmani form of Lat also? Let's say Gachami. Gachami changed to Karmani. We already see that. What is that? Gamyate. How do you know it? How did you convert this? Gachami to Gamyate?
Asu
Uh,
pratyaya
so we
tinantam.
Tigantam. But what Tigantam? Here, this is the
Atmanepadi.
Atmanepadi. So first thing is that for Karmani or Bhave, everything is in Atmanepadi. Any Lakara in Atmanepadi. And then we add this Yak, right? Pratyaya, Ya, Pratyaya to the Dhatu. That is simple. So here, Gamyate, if you think like any Atmanepada Dhatu, like Vanda Dhatu, like Vandate, Vandete, Vandante, so that is the Lat Lakara form. So these Gamma Dhatu will also mean the similar form, only the difference is instead of Vanda, we are adding Gamya. So Vandate, Vandete, Vandante, we have Gamyate, Gamyete, Gamyante. So now that is for the Lat Lakara. Now look up this Vidhiling Lakara for Vanda Dhatu. Vanda, Rama, or Vartate, Vartete, or like that. What is the Vidhiling Lakara? Form of Vanda,
Vandet.
Vandeta.
Vandeta. So replace that Vanda with the Gamya. It will become
Gami.
Gamyeta.
Gamyeta. Maya Graham Gamyeta. That means the house should be reached by me. Now this sense can be conveyed by this Maya Graham Gantavyam. Okay? Maya Graham Gantavyam. Same sense can be conveyed by Maya Graham Gantavyam or Gamaniyam. Okay. So now we all encountered here some difficulty to remember the Vidhiling form of the Tinganta Padam. Gammeta, no, what is that? To remember. So, but Gantavyam, Gamaniyam, these forms could be easier to remember because that's in the Subanta Padam. Yeah. So I note that I am saying Maya Graham Gammeta, the same form, same sense can be conveyed. Can be is the key here. Can be. Not is. I am not affirming that is. Can be conveyed by this Gantavyam. Okay. Why I am saying can be? Because first thing is it is a Subanta Padam. There is no Kriya Padam in the sentence. Right? Maya Graham Gantavyam. There is no Kriya Padam. So if there is no Kriya Padam used, which Kriya Pada is supposed to be assumed? Adhyahara. Maya Graham Gantavyam. Like Saha Balakaha. Asti. Now Asti, Asti is in which Lakara?
Lat Lakara.
Lat Lakara, which means it is what is the Kala, tense, time it is indicating.
Vartamana Kala.
Vartamana. That means present tense. Maya Graham Gantavyam Asti. So this Maya Graham Gantavyam. So if you see only this, it is just like saying Tat Graham. or saha balakah, so that saha balaka asti, so that replika is there now, currently. So that means here also, maya graham gantavyam asti means this is being used in the present tense. The house should be reached by me now. Okay? Means it is not yet reached. But that means it is also possible to use asit there. Maya graham gantavyam asit. I should have gone to the house before. That means actually the house might have been reached before. We don't know. Maya graham gantavyam asit. And then I reached there. So the person who is saying this might be telling a story, and then he might say, Aham maya graham gantavyam asit kinchit kalanantaram aham praptavan. So something like he might be intending to say, or he might want to say, maya graham gantavyam asit, but I did not do that. So anything could happen. So asit could be there, or it could be in bhavishyat kala also. Maya graham gantavyam bhavishyati, bhavishyat kale, yaha shvaha अथवा परस्मिन् दिने मया गृहं गन्तव्यं भविष्यति, मया नगरं गन्तव्यं भविष्यति, मया भारतं गन्तव्यं भविष्यति अग्रिम संवत्सरे. So like this. So मया गृहं गन्तव्यं भविष्यति. The house will be, it's not will be actually, it will become, it is supposed to be reached by me sometime in the future. So this gammeta, whereas gammeta, that is in the vidilling sense, it is not indicating any kala there, it is just mood. But here maya graham gantavyam, depending on the kriyapada used there, asti asit bhavishyati, the kala can be added there. So kartari krut we had, and then there is tayoreva krutyakta khalartaha. The kta, which you already know, but we'll also study a little bit grammatically later. But kta examples, what are the examples of kta? Like the ktanta words. Like gata, right? Gataha, gatam. So again, this gata being the adjective visheshanam, so yatha, and used in the karmani sense. Maya graham gatam, instead of gata, gantavyam, gatam can be used. And this gatam coming in the bhutakala sense. Yeah. Not again bhutakala, like if you use the tinganta padam in lang lakara, then we use like aham graham agacham, that is in the lat lakara, and the same thing you convert to maya graham agamyata. So that in the karmani prayoga, in the lang lakara, the similar sense can be conveyed by this ktanta padam in the subanta padam, maya graham gatam. Okay? That can be used. That means the house was reached by me. But it's again, it depends on the asti, asit or bhavishyati can be added there. Maya graham gatam asti. That means the house is in the state of reached by me. That means I reached the house, right? Simply. Or you can say maya graham gatam asit. The house was reached by me sometime in the past. Maya graham gatam bhavishyati. House will be reached by me sometime in the future. So it is not exactly same as saying maya graham agamyata. There, where the kala is absolute or certain there that it was reached already, the house was reached. But when you say Mayagram Gatam, we are not sure what is the kala there. But generally, if you just say Mayagram Gatam, we can assume Asti. That means it is already reached. The Kal examples we'll see later. The next one is 3196. Tavyat Tavyaniyaraha. Tavyat Tavyaniyaraha. This one is defining the process of applying Tavyat Tavya Aneeyar, which we actually saw last week. So these are applied to dhatus because these sutras are all coming after that dhatoho sutra. Means these pratyayas are applied to dhatus only. They are not applied to Vatikadikas. Tavyat Tavya Aneeyar. And also because they are defined as Krutya Pratyaya based on the Krutyaha Sutra, and Tayoreva Krutya Takhalarthaha based on that. That means Tavya Tavyat Aneeyar, they are applied in the Karmani sense or Bhave sense depending on the Sakarmaka or Akarmaka. Also, what did we see last time? What did we see last time? So we saw, for in some cases, like Drashtavya, Darshaniya, Drashtavya, Darshaniya, Gantavya, Gamaniya, Chalitavya, Chalaniya, right? Chalitavya, Chalaniya, or Khaditavya, this also, no? Khaditavya, Khadaniya. So what are we seeing here? The E, extra E, addition is coming here, E. So this is a idagama, it pratyaya is coming here, that adds E sound after the dhatu, between the dhatu and the tavya pratyaya, khaditavya. So but in the khadaniya we don't see that E there. So note that when we add Aneeyar, E does not come for any case, any dhatus, okay, for any Kridanta which is having the Aneeyar pratyaya. But Tavya or Tavyat, when we add, E can come, okay, depending on what dhatu it is. What dhatu it is. What dhatu it is, dhatus are also classified into 3 groups actually. Yeah, I mean, in a way. So there are different ways of classifying categorizing the dhatus. One, you know that they are already classified into Dashaganas. Other types of categorization of dhatus is they are Sakarmaka or Akarmaka. There is another type of categorization of dhatus called Set or It. Set or Anit. Set or Anit. Set or Anit dhatus. Set means Sa plus It. Sa plus It. So with Sa, with it, dhatu when used with certain pratyayas, it gets the it pratyaya. That dhatu gets the it pratyaya. And it means that dhatu is not of it type. Means it does not get the it pratyaya when certain pratyayas are added. Not all pratyayas, but certain pratyayas. So this is another way of categorizing the dhatus also, set and anit. So depending on when we add this tavya, when we add the tavya pratyaya to dhatu, if dhatu is a set dhatu, then that it comes there and e sound comes in between the tavya and dhatu. So it becomes khaditavya, chalitavya, because chal is a set dhatu, khad is a set dhatu, but whereas gam is anit dhatu, so it doesn't become gamitavya, so it's just a gantavya. Same as drashya dhatu, drashtavya. There is no e there. Whereas in this example, when we add Aneeyar, khad is a set dhatu, but Aneeyar is not set pratyaya, because to get the e sound in between, both the dhatu and the pratyaya should be supporting it. If either one of them is of anit type or does not support having that e sound in between, then e doesn't come. Both should support that e sound. Both should be set. So in this Aneeyar case, Aneeyar is not a pratyaya which gets the e, which supports the e sound, it agama. That is why it doesn't matter what the dhatu is, whether the dhatu is set or anit, doesn't matter. So it is always no e sound there. Whereas for the tavya supports the e sound. Now it depends on the dhatu, whether the dhatu is set or anit. Then the e sound comes in between. Some examples here. Some examples are given here. Gam tavya or Aneeyar gantavya gamaniya. Chinta niya jnatavya त्यजनीय tyaktavya datavya daniya. So that is also there, but not all the forms are given here, but some examples are given here. Drashtavya darshaniya, shrotavya shravaniya, mantavya mananiya, etc. Nididhyasitavya, vijnyasitavya.
Seva is a set.
Which one?
Seva, sevitavya.
Set. How do we know it is a set or anit? How do we know it is? By looking at the form, of course, the end form, we know that set or anit. But just by looking at the dhatu, how do we know set or anit? The best way is to look at the kosha, dhatu kosha. Some dictionary you look up, which set or anit will be specified, but dhatu is set or anit. Previously means in olden times, the original dhatu kosha had the swara in it. Udatta, anudatta, swarita added to it. So based on that swara, the dhatu, whether it is set or anit, was supposed to be known based on its udatta or anudatta or swarita. Now that swara system is lost. So we are just left with look up the dictionary to know whether it is Sat or Anit. So this is how they, when the knowledge was transferred orally, verbally from generation to generation, these swaras are very useful. So people do not need to refer to always the secondary source of printed books and printed books. So without that, even with the swara, people can used to know before whether it is Sat or Anit. Okay, so this one you can see you can take those examples a little later, but let's quickly cover this Kelimar. Before that, couple of examples we can say. For example, let's take this Bhuja. Bhaktavya Bhojaniya. Object to be experienced. Or Ramaniya, that will be easier. So what is a Ramaniya? Can somebody use it in a sentence?
आकाश दृश्यः रमणीयः.
उत्तमम्. आकाशस्य दृश्यं रमणीयम्. Akashasya drishyam, because drishya we use in the because we are referring to that scenery, we want to use it in the Napunsaka, and Visheshanam Ramaniyak also comes in the Napunsaka lingam. Akashasya drishyam ramaniyam. Uttaram vaktavyam. So I am using this vaktavya. Uttaram vaktavyam. Uttara has to be spoken. Similarly, any other thing you want to use here? Any others? Jnanam labdhavyam. Smaraniya.
श्लोकः स्मरणीयः.
श्लोकः स्मरणीयः. स्मरणीयमुरो विष्णोरिन्दिरावासमुत्तमम्. Urah Smaraniya Vishnu. In that there is a stotram, Dvadasha stotram, Madhvacharya Likhitam. Tatra Urah Smaraniyam. Vishnoho Urah. Urah means the thigh. Vishnoho Urah. Urah is Napunsakalinga Shabda. That's why Smaraniyam is there. Urah Smaraniyam. Then Antavyam. Aneeyar. Shatruh Antavya. Shatruh Aneeyar, etc. So these examples you already, I think it's easy. This Tavyataniya, common. Veditavya.
Okay. The previous page, what was that 1A7UIP? Is that Gana?
Which one? The numbers?
Yeah, the previous page you were sharing.
Third chapter.
Is that Gana?
No, these are the Sutra Sankhya and the Ashtadhyayi.
No, the earlier page.
Third Adhyaya,
Okay.
first chapter, 91 Sutra.
Can you see this page?
Yeah, I
The
can.
slide.
But you were talking earlier. You were talking about the verbs, and they had in parentheses they had one A and some has 7 U's, the other has 1 P.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. That is Gana, yes. First Gana, yeah, this
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay,
This is
that
from
is
the
one.
this
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. That means Bhuj 7, you mean 7th Gana, Ubhayapadi. Yeah. Yeah. The 7 means 7th Gana. 7th Gana is which is Gana? Rudhadi Gana. Rudhadi Gana, Ubhayapadi. This Prathama is what? Vadigana Atmanepati. This is Dvi. 2. Second, Adadigana Parasmaipadi. Okay.
Got it, Mahoday. Dhanyavad.
Kelimar Upasankhyanam is the Vartikam. It's not a Sutram which is shown here. Kelimar Upasankyanam. Kelimar Upasankhya. Kelimarah. Kelimarah Upasankyanam. That Upasarga is lost here. But anyway, the Pratyaya is Kelimar. Kelimar is the Pratyaya, and the Svartikam coming here. Vartikam is supplementary line which supplements, helps the Ashtadhyayi to fill in the gaps in the sutras. The Kelimar Upasankyanam, this Svartikam is saying that the Pratyaya Kelimar Upasankyanam means addition. Okay, you can say auxiliary. In addition to Upasankhya, Sankhya is like number, right? Upasankhyanam is in addition to the other pratyayas which are already explained or covered by Ashtadhyayi. Kelimar also should be added. The Kelimar examples for this is these Kelimar is example here given in the Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. Pachelima Mashaha. This is a very interesting prayoga. Pachelima Mashaha. Okay. Pachelima Mashaha. So, what does this mean? What is Masha? Or you can say Tandulaha. And then Tandula is rice, right? Masha is dhanya, like a dal. Pachelimaha mashaha. This Pachelimaha, so here the Kelimar is the pratyaya. You can see the pratyaya is actually elim, right? The ka is it samajna or is removed here, this ka, and refa, the last letter is also removed as usual, like the first letter and the last letter, they are usually removed. They are called anubandha or helping letters for different reasons. Sometimes these letters are just for the ucharana purpose. Sometimes they have some significance, that's why they are added, significance in the process. In this case, Kelimar is the name of the pratyaya, but in that pratyaya, kakara from the first kakara and the last refa is removed, and elim remains there. Then we have Kelima. Elima as the remaining part to be added to the dhatu, Elima. So we have Pachelima is the singular. Here we are using the Bahuvachana form Pachelimaha, because again, just like the Tavya, Aneeyar, this is Visheshanam, comes as the Visheshanam to the other Namapada. Graham Gantavyam, in that Gantavya was the Visheshanam. So here Pachelima, it comes from the Pach dhatu. Pach dhatu, if you add the Tavya or Aneeya, what is the form with Pach? Aneeya is simple, simpler. Pach plus Aneeyar, what is the form?
Pachaniya.
Pachaniya. What is the meaning of pachaniya?
It is
What is
get to पचण्यासारखे.
So, example in the sentence, Shivashrabhini, examples of pachaniya in the sentence. Pach means cook, right? Pachaniya, to be cooked, should be cooked. Example in the sentence.
शाकं पचनीयम्.
Kim pachaniyam?
शाकं
Shakam. Shakam pachaniyam asti. Shakam pachaniyam. So then tavya, if you add tavya to pach, it becomes paktavya.
वक्तव्यं.
Shakam paktavyam. Shakam pachaniyam means the vegetable should be cooked. In the same sense, pachelimaha, this kelimar pratyay is also used, because this vartikam is added here, kelimar upasankhyanam, saying that it should be also considered as part of this tavyat, Aneeyar and krutya pratyaya. That means it is used in the same sense. The same sense, what sense? Should be. Something should be, to be, supposed to be. So in case of pachaniya, paktavya, we can also use pachelima. Shakam pachelimam. Okay? Or tandulaha, depending on what is the visheshanam. Vishesham. Shakam pachelimam. Tandulaha pachelimaha. Mashaha pachelimaha. Like that. So the meaning is same. Tandulaha pachalimaha means the rice grains should be cooked. Note that this pachelima and tavyat Aneeyar, they are used in the same sense, though in the examples given, like Siddhanta Kaumudi, they say that they are easy to cook in that sense. No? Easy. So something is easy to be done in that sense. Kelimar pratyaya is generally found. Like paktavya means should be cooked, pachaniya means should be cooked, pachelima, they are easier. That action is easy to do, or on that thing, like on the masha or tandula or shakam. The action of cooking, if it is easier, then generally this kelimar pratyaya is used. Pachelimaha tandulaha. Because they are easy to cook, then instead of using tandulaha, pachaniyaha, paktavyaha, pachelimaha is generally found. Another example given here is bhidelimaha.
Kelima is kriyapadana or visheshana.
Which one?
Kelima.
Visheshana.
But it is sounding like kriyapadana.
Yeah, because it is not a tinganta padam. It is not because it doesn't have a ting pratyaya, but it does have the action in it. Yeah, it does have action in it, so it sounds like a kriya padam. Yeah, it is, if you use it non-technical word kriya padam, it is a kriya padam, but it is not a tinganta padam.
क्रियासूचक सुबन्तपदम्.
It is a subanta padam, and it is a visheshanam here. So bhidelimaha means something to be broken. Bhidelimaha, something, what? Ishtikaha, the bricks. Ishtikaha bhidelimaha santi.
What is meaning? Videlima?
Bhidelima, bhinatti means breaking, right? Breaking, bhinatti. Bhinna. Bhinna means breaking.
Veda. Vedan.
Bheda. Like that. So from there, drop that dhatu bhid. So we have bhidelimaha. So Bhida also coming in the Ludade Vinatti Vinatti. Here Bidelimaha anything like Masha also can be Bidelima, easier to cook because easier to break, Ishtika, anything. Bide what is that? Bidelimam. What else could be there? Bidelima. The Kudmam. Kudya. Huh?
Stone. Bidelima. Stone means?
Stone. Shila.
Asha.
Pashanam.
Pashanam.
Bidelima. Bidelima Shila. Okay. So these are Kelimar. Now in the last minute we can also cover this Krutyalyuto Bahulam. Krutya Lyuto Bahulam. There are two words in this, Krutya and Lyuta. Lyut is another pratyaya, Krut pratyaya, which we will see later. But for now we will focus on this Krutya. Krutya pratyaya means these 7 we already discussed. Tavyat, Aneeyar, and what else? The Nyat, Yat, Kyap, and Kelimar. Nyat, Yat, we are not seeing yet, we will see later. Nyat, Yat, Kyap. Yeah. Then Krutya, these pratyayas, Bahulam. Bahulam means in various senses. Previously they said karmani sense, right? Tayoreva Krutyakta Kalarta. They said they are used in the karmani sense. But now this is coming as an exception to it again. That means they could be used in other senses also. Okay? That means sometimes they could be used in kartari sense, they could be used in the karana sense, they can be used in the other karaka sense, not only in the karma sense. Karma is a karakam, but they could be used in other karaka sense also. One example we'll see today and we'll stop. That is snaniyam. For example, if you have a apatyam, let's say apatyam, because it is Napunsakalinga, I am taking up Aptapatyam. We can actually take anything. Like, for example, Shishuhu Snaniyaha. Okay? Or Balakaha Snaniyaha. What does this mean?
The child must be bathed.
Yeah, the child must be bathed. So in that sense, it is a karmani prayoga. A karmani sense it is coming there. But also, snaniyam is found to be referencing to a sadhanam, karanam, which is used for the snana, for bathing, like a churnam. Okay? This can be churna or some churna or even the soap, right? Soap, we can call it snaniyam. The soap is not to be bathed, but it is being tat snaniyam dehi. Snaniyam dehi me. So when we say that, we are actually referring to give me the soap. Or give me some powder which is used for bathing. Previously they used to use snana, the churna, but now soap. Snaniyam dehi. That means give me that soap. So here that soap is used for bathing, right? It is a karana or it is sadhanam, instrument used for that action, bathing. So even then, the snaniyam, because of this language, in the language usage, that is being used for karanam. Snaniyam, churnam, snaniyam, whatever is used for that bathing. This is one example. There are a couple other examples in other karakam, which we'll see in the next class. Okay. So any other question? Otherwise we'll stop here today.